disable them, right? If we find a good one, we could just say, yeah, I just don't want to play with quirks. Oh man, this is it. Here they are. Alright, well, you know, yes. There you go, that's the setup. Quantum computing, biomatter extraction, genesis cells, enlightenment, and xenofoods. Those texts together allow you to turn everything into an earth. And everything that isn't into an earth doesn't matter, right? And then, you know, we can get whatever we want here. But we might want to look into which other alien has the best other things for us to use. For example, we can take space architects, even though, you know, we're not that interested in the Silthid. We may be interested in its ability to mass lens, so we can turn things into lenses, which means we can sort of like remove the planets we don't want, which is Forge Worlds and Remnants. We don't want those. And Space Architects makes it so that food processors build more quickly. That's these. So this is a decent one. Like, we also get Eversion, which will be good, because this will start making money. We can take Euphorians just to make money, right? There's post-scarcity in here, although it's not that good because we'll make lots of biomatter and things, but they'll go into the wrong planets. What we could do is we could do nutrition, which will allow nutrition worlds to take post-scarcity. So that could be a thing we do. We also get brain-machine interfaces here, which are kind of nice to do early game on everything that isn't going to be, well, I mean, that's every planet, right? But early game we won't have the luxury of building only Earths and things, so, you know, these might be useful to get started. Geo-harvesting is whatever, we don't want that. Trade hub, I mean, we could geo-harvest to blow up planets to get money, right? So that's an option. What does the car have? Replicating nanites. Like, those are a thing. And, you know, energy is a thing. That still works. Like, we can energy into Ascension gates, for example, right? Starbirth is okay for getting rid of mineral plants. I believe mineral plants also don't have an atmosphere. So we could actually take the Bakar unironically as well. Like, this is the perfect one. I should actually look back on the VOD and see what the seed was, so we can maybe retry it a few times, because this is interesting. I guess we can see it in the stats, right? We want to play with the Bakar. Do we want to play with the Forians? Do we want to play with the Silthid? And they all have their advantages. We could take Space Architects for structure build time, which is faster, because there's hyperdrives here, but we don't necessarily need hyperdrives all that badly if everything is the same planet, right? So this is sort of, yeah, it's nice, but one thing that is true though with hyperdrives is that you can get better lamps, so, you know, it's a good tech to do that with. But, you know, if we're going for biome reconstruction, then we can just do that and, you know, not care about labs at that point anymore. Don't need that many techs. Is this for time? I don't really mind the skill done. That's also good. I don't know. I'll try the Bakar. I'm curious. So, with this setup, right, which perks do we go for then? I think Scholars is a good start, because, you know, you get quantum sensors. That's sort of... yeah, that saves lots of time. That's one of the perks. This is not a good idea. This is alright as well, right? Getting money from exploring. Or nutrition, right? And nutrition's kind of good, because that will allow us to get a food processor on a Forge world that actually counts as a planet. And we would get you get these two prosperous as well. Although, you know, you would get that with the big Forians. Another thing we could get is prosperity itself. Reduce the number of imports and exports needed, so we just need 4, right? But at that point, it's mostly about the 3 partners anyway, right? So this is sort of not doesn't do anything. That does a thing. So it's either nutrition or explorers, really. Explorers gives quite a bit of money. And we found that the early game start with this sort of setup with food processors hard on the cash. So we got the food process anyway. I think we'll go with explorers. Neat thing about explorers as well is that we get a synergy with the Vittori, right? The Vittori allows us to get 10 science, which allows us to do this in the first year. Right? This way you can, like, scout. And, you know, there you go. We just made 10 money. And we got these, right? Don't forget about this abundant resources thing, which we might want to make water here, for example, right? As a start. No reason not to scan again, though, I think. Yeah. So, what are we looking for here? So, these are going to be the plants that are going to be hardest to deal with. I don't know if these count as having an atmosphere or not. Like, that's the main real question, right? Biome reconstruction. What has an atmosphere and what does not? But, for example, right, we could make food here. Like, try to make as small as possible circles, right? I'll look further, see if we can't, like, if we can find something with this abundant resources ability that we could use to set up around, then that's even stronger. Okay, we did not find that. I did find, however, that we can make water here. And that allows us to do this as well. And this will form a two-way trade as well, right? So we get additional two-way trades like this. And yes, this intersects, but we have that. So I'll start with this two-way trade, because we don't have a foreign, so we don't have to worry about making two-way trades for specifically. Also, there's this asteroid in the middle, which is, you know, nicely positioned to take advantage of things. What do I do with this forge world? I don't know. Destroy, I guess, right? That's the only thing we do have with the Bakar combo, is that the forge worlds are kind of going to be useless. Which is going to be kind of unique, right? Normally you would be like, yeah, I want my forge worlds, and here's like, I don't want any. Right, new tasks, we'll have a look. The Bakar tasks are also going to be something that is like, what? Why do you even want to do that? A lot of the time. Not all of the time, but a lot of the time, right? So I guess we're going to make food and science, right? I don't know if the Bakar are the best to do this with. I mean, you might be convinced me to make the Sulthid or the Bigforians instead as well. We'll start with this sort of setup. This is a nice little thing. And then get that to get 22 income. And then here to finish up. Alright. Now, I don't think there's any reason not to go ahead and use these. Right, there's a ways to use these. For example, we could do this and that, and then this. And then this becomes successful, and it, you know, utilizes both of these worlds. Is that what I want to do? Right? I guess it's okay, right? Let's have a look at the Runefest. Cultural exchange, interesting. That's certainly an interesting tech to unlock, to maybe take. Xeno foods would be the goal. I don't know if we can do it yet. I guess we could, because I'm seeing like lots of water up here. Can't we like do a water lab? So we got 29 to start off with. We should look at that. There's another water planet. Oh yeah, okay. There's like humans here as well. Is it ignoring this? Yeah, maybe not, but Or we can do it the other way. Do that. We can get close. We don't have hyperlanes, right? So we didn't pick the Euphorians. Yeah, I feel maybe kind of bad for not picking them right, but we can replay this map with the Euphorians and see if we can do better, right? There's no reason to pick something specifically. There would be like food here, right? The idea behind getting in the other 4-bear ruin as well. Oh, this makes lots more money, right? Yeah, it's 8 more. It's too much to ignore. And I guess we go up now. Makes some sense, right? I don't know if I want this one. Certainly, there's going to be loads of water. Which is fine, because we'll be able to turn that water into food as well, right? And make money that way too, so... For example, like we could trade more, right? And enlightenment will unlock an extra human as well. So we'll start with the lab now, which, guess what we're going to research. Like so. I'll be able to add this one in as well later on, once enlightenment becomes available. That's 3 science. Well, it's 5, but, in fact, our income's good enough that I feel fine doing this. 7, right? And then we're gonna have a look over here. Okay, that doesn't look too amazing. Food processors are now available for those that need food. Seeding is available. We want to advance the tech tree, so since we want these two both, we do not need to take deep drilling to advance the tech tree further, because there's like 2 techs that we want here. So this is a good start. Now, what we're looking for is ideally a robot of some description. This is a robot. And then that unlocks the extra food, and that completes that task. Alright, 9 food. Or 9 plants. I think I want to do the Bakarkas when they're doable, because they're otherwise very hard. What about making 9 food? It's a bit early because our food processor is still unupgraded, right? Let's go with invent 2 technologies then. Because like one of those is going to be quantum labs, so... Right. Quantum computing, right? Not necessarily quantum labs, but you get the idea. This ideal thing would be to get the thing that makes a human here, so we can get another science, right? I guess a money thing would be fine too. It's like this as well. There's like lots of stuff we can do. I think it's fine to just send this in here so that we can get the 2-way trade here. 24 for that 2-way trade. You can even add cultural exchange to the tech list, right? Do I want to do that? No, I don't think so. I think I want the 6 science. You gotta like pick your poison, right? And culture exchange slows us down too much. I want to get these things. It's too slow. Right, we just have to discover 9 plants for the Bakar, so we can like throw out a scan once we get an extra month to spare. This cost will probably be harder, so I'll just sort of get these. Now, one thing we can do is can just build one science here, which is actually a very important point of science. That one point gets us exactly enough to do quantum computing. Which is kind of an important thing to do. Alright. There's like extra humans available for everything. And then we can explore again. I could take the asteroid, but I could also explore and complete the task for the Bakar. And then we can take quantum computing. Alright, it's 12 science, 17. So if I can get a bit more, then that would unlock the ability to do quantum computing. I'm looking for a way to do that. This would be a good one. I think the arid here. We could build a lab in here with a bot. It would produce 3 science though, not 5. So we need 2 more. Right, if we want to do enlightenment next year, we want to get 17 science. There's a couple ways to do that. I could also get this and use this bot up here. For example, if I take this arid, would it connect? It could, it also could not. I would have to scout for it. It can. Okay, that's very good. Because what we can do is we can... does that work? Do we have enough time for this? Because the problem is it only sends out 1 human. Wait. Very March. We have 11 months. This is 3 months. 6 months. 7 months. 8 months. 9 months. 11 months. We cannot do it in time, possibly. We can forgo this connection here. Does that help? 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 11. No, it does not. You got this one as well, though. And with it, yeah, but that's that's a catch-22, isn't it? You need enlightenment to get enlightenment. Yeah, no issue, right? Can we do the both though? Can we like do found a colony? Well, found this colony, build the lab here just to connect it in, and then we connect this in. Doesn't that work? I think that should work. We build the lab somewhere over here. Oh, no, you know, it has to be. Okay, there you go. And then we go for this one. And yeah, that puts us in December, sure, right? Oh, actually that increases empire size, so I might want to just get a connection first. For example, this one's okay, I think. Because that actually saves us money by doing that, strangely enough, right? And then, oh, that's out of range. How fascinating. No other... I guess we can do it from the other side. But that's floating it. Nah, not really, right? Because we'll probably get water. I just want my enlightenment, right? Which then produces task complete. Get 8 ore. Yeah, that's that's the kind of task where I'm like, well, yes, I could, but no, I don't want to. Right? So instead we'll just do this and that, I suppose. Increase population by 8. Eventually, right? I guess that's the easiest one of both. Since we do have food processor structures, I believe. Yeah, we do. So I could just build those, right? This can't build. I can build more robots, I suppose, eventually. I want that. 18 here. get food here, and we get a food processor. It begins, right? There we go, humans fly out everywhere. Also unlocked enlightenment, which allows this to happen. And that to happen. You could build science here. We can get this, this is the one I wanted, right? Restore and settle. Because you can send in the food and we can send in the human there. Okay, let's get the 30 then. And then we can restore and settle. It's too few humans and are happy. One of them can go in there. Also, it counts towards the quest, right? How are we doing with regards to happiness? Because I do need to pay attention to it, because I don't get culture this time. So I need to pay attention that I don't let this one, for example, go into the red too much. I believe if I send the water in here, and then the food as well, we get 40 money back for the Dinder. And all we want is a biomatter lab, although we're kind of out of money, so that'll wait. Right, that'll wait for a while. We can even build this into a lab as well. And that's a lab that will be out of range, right? That's the thing. Oh, can we, before the end of the year, can I just self-hosting AI, please? That's better, we get 22 science, right? And that actually also unlocks the ability to do Genesis cells. Which, well, you know, those are kind of good. In case one I really would like to do, right? Like, we're getting there, right? This desert, for example, we can start turning things into Earths very soon. So yeah, let's get the Genesis cells, I think. Unless we can get the lab up before we do it, because we might want to get a mission to do Dender things. I think it takes too long to complete that. Look at that science, right? 22 science and 3411 is kind of crazy how much that is. Now, if we're lacking in funds, one thing we can always do is Genesis cells for food processor structures now, which is kind of awesome. Now we got to do it in a place where we can actually get that food processor structure to send out most of its food instead of just a single one. So this one, for example, we can get an extra human and then it will send out more food. As long as this, right? But I can just also Genesis cells that and then I'll make another food and I can just send it here. Right, and then there's an extra biomatter available here as well, which we could potentially lab. In fact, I will lab that up here. We can build another such big lab on the other side. Sort of do a similar construction as we did up here, but with biomatter instead. So for example, we can make biomatter here and require it here. And then, you know, there's like a position in here in the middle where if I position it correctly, like I guess over here or something, or down here. Depends a bit on how exactly the colonies. Guess it, yeah, maybe a relay, maybe one or two things, but this sort of seems great. Also, these abundant resources plants actually get you to, even if they're sent into a lab, which is kind of really nice. And yes, this will generate even more biomatter, so we're fine in regards to that. It might be like, but oh, you know, we might have a problem with not having enough things. Well, no, because we can build food processor structures. these, right? Which will actually work towards getting us more biomatter as well. So that's like 10 birds with one stone, right? It's kind of good, this stuff that we're doing here. It works, right? Now, we don't have enough to... So, do I start the next year or do I build one more? I think I build one more thing. I guess I start with this one. I want to get the food processor though, otherwise it won't work. Right, so we get that in here. So we can get access to that planet as well. This is going to be an Earth, don't forget. Everything that isn't showing up is going to be an Earth. And now we should get access to a lab using biomatter. And we get the laboratory mission. Getting a food producing planet to prosperous. There's a challenge. I think we can do it. But maybe it'll take too long. Like maybe we'll, yeah. We'll improve our yearly science output by 8 as well. That does not seem too difficult. For example, like this is a good start. Do I want to make goods for these worlds? Is a good question, right? Or do I want to enlighten them? There is a good point to just enlighten them though. Because, you know, we have that tech. And that way we don't need to make any goods. And I don't know what to make there then, but that's just the edge of the empire then, right? I mean, no, I can throw in... I can throw Ascension gates on both sides. If I make this into a star, for example, right, instead of... Like, we have options, right? We can do Earths or we can do stars. If we make this into a star later, then we can do Ascension gates on both sides. Which is kind of a neat, also a neat little trick to pull. Go. Now I'm like, oh, but there's no biomatter here. Yes, there is, but it goes the wrong way, so we build this first and then it goes the correct way. Neat. Alright, 7. How much science do we have? 49. Which unlocks the ability to do, say, cybernetic bodies, humans as robots. Which is good because it might enable us to do this Dender mission more quickly. Yeah, right? You might be like, well, wait, what? Well, this, right? So you're at -7. Yeah, I forgot about that one. I guess we're gonna take the -3 here. I don't really want to like spend too much time in that area when we're like really going very well here. I might need to scan a little bit because we are using a bit too much money. There's some asteroids still available though. None of them are all that good yet. Get 12. This one might get better as well over time. I guess that's because Genesis cells is fairly expensive to build, right? It's 25 a pop, yeah. That's what we're spending most of our money on. I mean, it's a good way to spend your money. Genesis cells are nice. They're very nice to use. Now, stars don't count, right? Do we build a star there, or do we build a thing there? The other thing with stars is stars allow you to improve the production of plants as well. So, for example, we'll build this. This is probably not going to be a star. I would imagine that that's going to be an Earthlike. So we want to keep this asteroid then. This one could become a star, right? For here and here, but it could also just as well also become an Earthlike. So again, I want to probably keep both of these. I could build that, but I don't know, right? Like, I just think that perhaps let's see how far we can get, right? This is successful. What does it need? A partner. Okay, so this is basically done as a partner. It's just this one that is not yet a complete partner, and I don't think it can get one. So we need a partner that actually, you know, is a planet and needs a food and uses that food. And one way, or like sends in stuff, right? And one way to do that is to make an Earth. So yeah, I think the answer is biome reconstruction, even though it is full cost. We won't get that otherwise. Now this costs 30, which is expensive. Well, before the next year we can get terraforming drones, cut it in half, so that helps. And we can also spend some money scanning, which should hopefully make us money. That's the idea at least, right? So scan something that has likely plants first, so we actually get a bit of a buffer, so that if we get unlucky that we don't just have to stop like that, right? That can happen, where you just get nothing. Or just get your money back, right? But as long as we can keep going, it's fine. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 3. Like, remember, there are nanites as well. So, you know, that will speed up colonization time. The main question is, of course, like... And I'm also doing this exactly at 23 plants, so that we get full income. But the question you might have is, well, how is this build ever going to generate income, right? And that the answer is food processors, probably. And these. $66. Anyway, we get access to terraforming drones this year. I was hoping not to, but I think it's required. No, we could maybe we can manage it. If I could just... It takes 2 Earthlikes though. It's too expensive not to. Like, this does get a discount of like 4 points of science, but we don't have the money really. Like, this is 15 only. This is much better. We got a Gaia World. We can get a 2-way trade. I can send in another one of these. Now this needs a human. So we go here. We pop you. We build a hive world. We send that in there. And now you just need 3 other plants that are successful or better. Oh, yeah, that's this one, right? Let's get that. And there. Task complete. Then check discount. Okay. Yeah. January. Okay, we get 6 more money. Now let's put a food processor in the middle here. Can I connect that? That's slightly out of range. Isn't that a thing? I can connect this though. Sure, that is a thing. Send in all your stuff. There we go. Yeah, like we need to make 8 science, right? So there's this connection still to be had. We can turn this into an Earthlike. I believe colonizing an Earthlike only costs 5, so that's good. 18 here. You can send in a human. And I guess I can... He's a successful partner as well. Because the partners, that's the hard part now, right? Not anything else, is the partners that's going to be the difficult bit to get things to prosperity. You can just enlighten this and then it gets a partner here, but this one also needs food. Also, we have 48. Can we do anything with that before the new year? Redigestion. Use robots as humans. Use robots as humans. How good is that? I can use one here. And use humans as robots as well, right? Like the main culprit is not having money, right? So gotta be careful about having money. Using humans as robots. Yeah, we can send one there. This will actually make money, right? Yeah. It also says this, right? That makes a prosperous plant there. 10 and 5 over here. We got some big labs. There's also 42 money here now. That ain't bad, but well, it'll become more before we saw this. Huh. Using robots as humans is also available to send a robot there. Also make a robot for you. We can also make more Earth. Right, that's. I wanted to do this as well, right? To make a chip for you. We can even do a chip lab eventually, but I think we're okay doing. I guess we'll want to wait with this one as well. I think I'm okay doing just a scan as well. There you go, 1, 2, 3, good. And then just an Earth. I think this is a colony. I guess we can take the food here. There's like 3 humans. Send one here, one in there. That actually also sends in biomatter back. I'm fine with that. And that there. Now this is prosperous. Get the 18. 25. We can send in another thing here. That completes the mission. He still wants us to make 8 ore. I don't want to make any ore. Like at all, I think, if at all possible. Like, what do I do with that resource? I don't use that. There's like 3 resources we use. 4, I guess, if we count in food. Oh man, food producing plants to processors is also another thing I really want, because I don't have that many food producing plants at all. Like, I have this one, and the rest is made in structures. So, we don't do any more tasks. That's the thing I also kind of feared. Like, maybe sometimes you can run into a situation where you can't do any tasks. And that don't feel well. But alright. Where did I? I get 52 now. Good enough, I feel. You send in a human here, which makes you better. Send in a human there to upgrade you. Like, all we need is Gaia worlds and food processor structures, right? That's sort of the thing here. Now, I think this one needs to be a Gaia world, if I'm correct here. And then we build another food processor structure in the middle here. Like, it begins, right? We have a food. Also, since we won't be doing any more tasks for quite a while, I think I'll pick up redigestion. Well, you know, the thing is, I want to get a Dender task to do that, but like, I can't do any, so there, right? It's unfortunate because a task to make like 10 food or something, you can just click this button. Oh, we have it. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to pick up replicating nanites at this point. Because I know I have to pay full price for Dender tax anyway. And now we can build things in 1 month. This is the wombo combo, right? Enlightenment, send this here, send out food, send out food. Silthid with their Slipways version would also be good, right? Now, I wonder, yeah, these don't have atmospheres, right? Well, this one does. It's kind of obstructed, right? What? Undo everything. One thing I can do is connect that in. Maybe just like sort of like optimize this out first. And like you. Right. And then like this will connect to everything, right? It's better. To food here, turn to Earthlike, to replicating nanites, right? Yes. Yeah, this one, right, needed food. No reason not to send it some. You need enlightenment. You want some food. We need another earth over here, but we don't have the money. Wow. Though we're like quickly making like good money now, right? Obviously, this has gotten a bit silly. Silly's good though. Get 18 here. Gotta make stars as well. I don't know. We could. Like Ascension might be good, right? With all the extra humans. For now, though, we don't have any extra humans, so we don't need to go for Ascension. I think the best way we can do for money now is scan, because that's just a single asteroid. Might be something good here. Yeah, there we go. That's more money. And this takes 0 months as well, right? Only 1 month to build. Like, you can make lots of stuff in 1 year. There we go. So there's also this one that can be upgraded. Send out a human. More things become prosperous. I wish I could just get like regular tasks for prosperous worlds, but we did not get those, so fine. Two-way trade. Neat. What do you? I wouldn't even know what to do with all this stuff. I guess we can use robots as humans, right? This year. There you go. Like who needs infraways, right? Who needs that stuff? We can just get everything prosperous just the regular way. Although I think Earth's so nice. We don't need to make this into an Earth though. There's no need to. More importantly, there's a relay. Ah, that's unfortunate. This relay doesn't do anything, right? But Bakar are back. We get that. It's like colony and colony. I'm just ignoring these, right? Who needs them? I guess mineral worlds can be turned into energy, right? Yeah, we get Starbirth for those. Does that make sense? Yeah, 2 spare months. I think we should try to get Starbirth at this point. This might be a good idea. Like for example, that's our range. We can Starbirth these two, for example, and then we can both become successful. There's this here, which could help. That's a lot of emptiness. So that. Actually, let me turn this into an Earthlike. Okay, Gaia world, and then two-way trade. Which makes some sense, because it's like, you know, there we go. You have no actions as well. Yes, Starbirth might be the thing we get next. That also unlocks something called energy-driven industry, which you can still get even though it's tier 2. And that allows us to build efficient Ascension gates later. Which would be another nice thing to do. Oh, you can connect there. No, why not? Get the two-way trades, right? If you have enough successful partners, you will become prosperous. Very good. That just makes money, right? There we go. Now there's like tons of humans available here, which is good because although spare humans, we will actually start using Ascension. This one needs some help. How can we help you? That helps. And then I guess a food processor here. Available as well. This is 14 for 4. I don't know. Might as well not care, right? We get collapse, and you can make Ascension gates work with that? Ascension gate we should build last because they take they cost things. We also are going into vast, which I think we're starting to pay lots of costs again. On the other hand, you know, maybe wait for the last colony. Is it possible to make one last colony here? Like we don't colonize this because that saves lots of money. Like I can start like with this area here. So try to stay at the previous level for a bit, make some more money. 200. It looks like a lot, but the Ascension gates cost 50 a pop, and we build things very, very rapidly. So it's a good idea to see if we can't somehow, like somehow not have to spend a lot. Although finding a warehouse is good. Now we don't need to have to worry about it anymore. That's a good find. Although we can just, this takes a time, right? So we can like pre-build some of those stars. We want here. I probably want one here. Do I? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And now we get the colony. So we still got the full 182 instead of 150. Right, new tasks. Oh, it changed. To making energy. Well, if I had known that. But yeah, that's a good task to do. Can we get the other tasks? Get a remnant to prosperous. Can we do that? I guess, yeah, we have some. Right, so, okay. These are better tasks. We can maybe do these. I don't really know where we're going to do what, but let's do this first, right? Right, shape the universe. We got another achievement here. It makes sense that I would get that achievement here. We can genesis this and send that there. It creates extra things, I guess, I suppose. Now, what are we going to turn into energy? That's 2. And you know what? This one as well. There we go. Get 60 and 2 here. Now, remnants to prosperous. How do we get this one prosperous? Because that's a challenge, isn't it? It mostly needs like successful neighbors. It also needs some imports and exports though. So this is one import. You can give it basically easily. But this can be a little trickier to do because this protostar is kind of blocking that, so then that doesn't upgrade, but it still has 3 partners. So there's enlightenment for 1. And it needs 1 more partner. Or an import or export. Can I just settle this and then we're done? Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's one of the 2. Now the other one. There was one more. This one. What do you need? Just imports and exports, huh? We give you some. Well, yeah, we can do this, right? Guess we'll give it a human, but it won't send out a robot. Do we have used robots as humans? Yeah, we do. So if I change you into Earth, also we can get energy-driven industry, by the way. Now to make more stuff, which is going to turn out to be kind of ridiculous if you really get to brass tacks with it, because we can make more humans and more things, right? The goal will be Ascension gates, right? But yeah, I can make an Earthlike here, and that can turn into a Gaia world, and that can turn into a 2-way trade, just like that. Alright, and now improve yearly science output by 8. We could do that, but it takes time and it's not useful. I wish I had this quest before. And do we have an ore producing plant at all that isn't prosperous yet? Because otherwise I would need to make more ore, and I don't want to make any ore. We do not. We just decline these. We just play the last 4 years manually. I could do this mission, but it's like... Yeah, no, they just don't give us the right missions. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to go all out on Ascension. We're going to send all the people to heaven. What do we need all these humans for, right? And the idea is you can make 2 happiness, and if you send in energy, it makes 5. But that's the big deal here. I can send in energy. Oh, then it sends its human there, right? Maybe what we want to do here is different, because we can get another star here. I think what I want to do is want to get that connection and send in the energy, and then send the human here, which pops this successful. I don't know how to make it prosperous. I guess with a food processor or something, or we can get in an energy, but I don't want to give that an energy. So yeah, we got an extra human available and acquired. We can also use robots as humans, so robots can also ascend, by the way. We can send robots to heaven. So that's a thing. That is a thing. Also there's this one here. You might be like, wait, what do we even do here? I made the star here. We can send it like one over here. Oh, the human immediately goes somewhere, of course, if I do that. I can send 2 humans in, but that's not good enough for me. I want like 3. Can we get that upgraded? No, it cannot upgrade further because this is going to be out of range. Well, right. Now things get a little trickier. But I think maybe it's okay to do just this. Ascension gates. We can get teleporters now as well as plasma containment, I suppose. Like those are both good. Plasma containment allows us to build more energy out of water, and guess what? There's water everywhere, so that's fine. It's just 1-to-1 though. It takes a bit of a long time. There's teleporters too, which will help getting things that prosperous, I suppose. Okay, these right. We can make energy here. As well as here, I suppose. Good teleporters. Okay, so I wanted to do an Ascension gate here, certainly, because we can get another full 5 happiness here. On this side, and maybe on the other side as well in some way. That might be a bit trickier, right? Yeah, I don't think that's in the cards. Get the spare energy for something now. What for? I don't know yet. I mean, maybe here? We can do this. Creates an extra human. And then, yeah, we can send another one. This is another 5%, right? Just build your happiness. I don't know. This is fun. We're successfully using Ascension gates and like turning everything into Earth, I suppose. Oh, this can be a robot, which is a human. We're going to send a robot to heaven. Alright, send a robot to heaven. There we go. That can be done too. And we can power it up. And then there's like an additional human available. Is that? Yes. Can we get it? This is expensive. We're running out of money again, right? So we gotta maybe stop a little bit. Because This is expensive. I told you, 200 income. It's not even enough. It's not even close to enough. All right, so the what now? They're here. You can make a robot. There we go. 67. Robots, humans, Earth. It's like if you don't know the answer, just make it Earth, right? Just do that. Just do that. Get like food here, right? Send in a bunch of stuff, make like 3 food. There we go, 165, right? Let me take it a little bit slowly, just to colonize some more things, right? That works too. You get more prosperous plants that way too. Can I maybe like teleport some things somewhere? See, we can't. Like this one, these are just never gonna really be very much in a way of very good, but not this area here. We just need an import, right? We just send the energy here, then we're fine. There's like lots of water available, right? For those that want it. Go over here, there's like biomatter and there's humans here. This one needs like so many successful partners though, I can't really get any more. Because he blocked it off, right? So okay. I can enlighten you. You know, prospers you. That also increases income. Enlightenment, let's do that. And I guess I can make an Earth here to get a 2-way trade for the bot for the water, and you know, put that in as well. And now you need like outputs and things, right? I can make ore. I don't want to make ore. Now we can send this here. 2-way trade. There we go. There's another robot available, which I guess could you can actually establish a science colony with a robot now, which is also fun. Slipways are turning out to be very expensive, right? We have 140% overload. Because we have a little bit of extra technology, right? I could also make more energy in places. Maybe we should send in some here, actually. Ooh, that would be very strong. That's an idea. Do we have the money for it? Like, I don't need this deck for this, though. We just have to spare science, right? But maybe it was a little bit too early, too greedy with the building of all of these. Just send in that so it make more money. For the final year, it actually lost us 2 money though. What about this one? Is this gonna? Nah, it's gonna need more stuff. We can connect this there, right? And then that. A teleporter, right? I think it's fine. It's in the wrong order, but okay. So the thing we can do with teleporters is the thing I observed is we can like go here. I should have done all of this first so that we had some slightly more money, because Ascension guys don't make money, right? They cost you money, but we can send in here. The sneaky part is if we send in energy here, it makes a ton of happiness. Because it suddenly becomes level 3. We can even get it to level 4, that would be even more insane, I suppose, right? You get another point. There's one more point though, so it's not really. And I believe this does not give unemployment, so you just get 4%. So you got the casual 100 something science, right? That's fine. Over here. It's nice that we built these last though, because they are short connections. So there's that. Do I like get anything for this though? I guess. This needs ore. Yeah, we don't make any of that stuff. I guess we can throw in energy, right? There's like 87 more credits here, so that's fine. Yeah, we could throw in energy, and that does improve it. You just need you need one more export of a good. Yeah, we don't do those. If we don't use those, we've enlightened. We are an enlightened people. We don't need any of your materialism. Right. We send that away. Can make that successful as well, but sending it away makes it happiness. Unemployment. How much unemployment do we still have? 4%? Can we get to double happiness? Well, almost. It could also accept a good, yeah. But if you do that, it makes one less happiness. So, you know, it's like pick your poison. Although, yeah, it does seem maybe good, right? Because then we could use the energy for something else. So have a look at what that does, because we can use this. That saves us 50 money. Got to remove the teleporter. So maybe this teleporter can become. This maybe is a little closer as well. That upgrades this, right? And now this is 3% instead of 4%. And apparently it used a human. Not sure. Oh, right. We made one less human. That's the thing. Because the energy also increases the amount of humans that things make, which is kind of funky. One thing we could also do, we could teleport into an Ascension gate, right? That would work. Like, Ascension gates make more happiness than you think they do, because the humans are used up, so you also lose unemployment. So we can, like, throw in an energy, throw in a human, throw in a human. It would make 5 plus an extra 2, so it makes 7. We get 199% like that. So we get close, right? 88 here. Like, for example, if I were to say, maybe here would be good. Earth, human, 5%. I don't know, we wouldn't be able to get a food processor that way, I think. This takes 2 months, takes too long. Like, the alternative would be as a teleporter. Where's extra human? There was like one here. Squeeze that like right in there. Like so. 199. 199. So, well, you know, nearly double happiness. Now this is like a this is a unique strategy. Needs very specific things for what works. But yeah, if you can get it to work, it does work. Also, we have an extra water. I mean, I suppose, right? But it doesn't do anything. Oh, there's an extra human available here. Can we send that somewhere? We can make a robot here. It's level 4, it won't level up anymore. That one can't make a robot. Making a robot's a good idea because a robot counts as a human. No, that's actually not a good idea because The problem with that is we're 1 month short. We should send the robot into the Ascension gate to make it work, because we lost the happiness, right? We went to 198. So is there anything we can do to use up? We can build a fusion plant, but that takes 2 months, which we don't have anymore. I can try to send that up, but it's too long. We could afford it, theoretically, if it wasn't too long. Can send this out, but that doesn't do anything, I believe, because we're already using the human in there now. There's like a few more things that would be available. Like this could be sent there, but there's no time for it. There's a robot. No, we already saw that. There's no use for that. I believe that there is no other alternative than just ending the game here. Correct. It took a little bit more time, but we have no time. Time tech would be good here, right? If we had that, I would have gotten that like 10 years ago. I would have had much more time to do things, because we would have scanned more, like got more money that way, or like more of these ruins, and then built more stuff. One thing we could do is colonize 2 more planets to get to the next empire size, which actually does help, I believe, or do we not? Yeah, we got abundant resources and dry sand. I haven't even noticed dry sand. Yeah, I guess there's a lot of errors, I guess. But, you know, I've just turned them all into earth, so don't need to worry about it. We just sort of colonize everything. Is there no way to get like 1% more? I'd love to end up at 200, but I don't think so. Looking around here, I believe the run to be complete, because there's we can make a thing. Can we do something that does a 2-way trade? Because if we can do something that does a 2-way trade, then we do end up with more stuff, right? If the thing we're building sends out a thing that it also receives, and it sends it to a human colony, then we get value. And that's here. Aha, we can make a Gaia world, which sends the water back, so that it does not get 2% penalty for no trade. There we go, 200%. It can be done. It's not the hugest score, because this has trouble doing missions, right? As we see, like we're just sort of like, but you can play with only 4 resources. Mostly, right? But yeah, this works, right? And actually made Ascension gates work too, which is something that I've struggled with. This is a way to do it. The Bakar did actually help in the end. Yeah, it was like weird stuff. All right, I'm gonna go eat, and then we'll do something else this evening. Just, yeah. So if anyone wants to try it, the seed's up top. It's sort of a unique seed. Yeah, food processors are better than microforges in a way, because you get them 1 tier earlier. But they kind of function the same way, right? They're a good way to make lots of money. But the thing that makes this kind of even crazier this run is because since every planet is an Earth, you can actually make full use of it. So you can get 2 inputs and 4 outputs, or if you really wanted to, you could even put 2 Gaia worlds into it, so you can get 4 inputs into one. Because it'll take, right? We could have, for example, connected this ocean into there to make money. It's just that we didn't need that much money, I thought, but we didn't run out of money in the end as well. So I didn't make quite enough. I should have gone to 250 income. Would have gotten probably a few more points. Anyway, GG.